Good morning from Florida. This is Pamela Curry with my first video for my website. And it's about upscaling on my cats. And a lot of things I do for design has come out of great love for my cats and not having money to do things. And people will be telling me, oh, you can't afford cats, or you can't do this or that. So basically, this is my video to show that I've been doing this my entire life, upscaling, designing things, and making little sets and sceneries where I made short films. And personally, down here, I was attacked very viciously and actually had to stop doing it for a while because of the verbal and physical threats. Because we have a community of strongly male chauvinist, violent people who are supported by law enforcement. Like it or not, I just saw a copy of a report I had placed and where I was slandered and verbally abused by someone who themselves come from a family of felons, and he works with them daily, and he is an ex-juvenile delinquent, and I can no longer, and this has happened to me subsequently over and over again anytime I tried to stand up and do what I do, which I do set design, I do filming, I do photography. So what it comes down to is me taking back my rights, and I'm very happy about the state of New Mexico bringing down a bunch of fines, bringing down a fine against that production company, because anytime women are doing anything in a field that they're perceived as not particularly dominant in, there is backlash, and it's physical and it's verbal, and sometimes it can just decimate you. So to start with, this is what everyone says I can't afford. This is where my cats play. And on a daily basis, they use this scratcher. I'd like to get them using it. This is a giant wall made out of next to nothing, garbage, trash. It's what everyone would call trash. The scratcher is just a recycled piece of equipment from a construction site. The box it's actually a box made into a wall, and it's to cover their cat litter station. It's television box. This is their cat litter station, and we have all the cat litter on cookie trays that I bought for like $1. I think the most expensive thing I actually have back there is the actual cat mat that I bought. Everything else is trash. These dowels were thrown out, were gotten rid of at a building site. Let's see. The box was someone's Christmas gift, the TV. This was thrown in the trash, and I bleached it and left it in the sun and let it clean up again. Let's see. Okay, the box itself has 2 cement blocks in it to stabilize it, and then it's moved very easily with these dowels that go from one side to the other. My cats spend 50% of the day. I have 6 living room cats that I work with, and it's like a space, like a studio space that I work with them in, and they spend 50% of the day on the box, either sitting on it or using the scratcher. The most expensive thing on this box was the peel-off paper that I bought on sale at Walmart. I didn't even buy it. I bought it. I made sure it was marked down before I bought it. It went on really easily, and it'll peel right off. It can be used again, but I probably won't do that. And the rope, which I bought new. And then back there, even the picture on the wall is from Amazon Warehouse. They resell things returned extremely cheaply. The sewing machine is under the hand-sewn calendar. This was a piece of garbage. The furniture was a piece of garbage. It's now my office storage, and the cats have a space to sleep in on the bottom. And then you recognize, so that cost me nothing. Again, I have a table here. I paid $1 for those long time ago, $1 for the wine crates. This table, my landlord left it in here. He was using it to build things, like fix up the house on. And he's a good handyman, but, he doesn't do electric like he should. And so right now I'm fighting code violations. And I have fixed this up as a little more artistically. I bought some distressed looking peel off plastic wallpaper, which I put on the top. So the whole thing looks like it's distressed, but it's nicer looking than what I had. All my copies of Variety, my Raspberry Pi, which I'm just learning now. I'm looking for a work from home job. So I finally plugged that in, and I bought it when it was cheap because I recognize the fact that last year that the prices of anything that's portable and work from wherever were going to go way up, and it did. And I love this thing. I mean, I've got an old desktop. I rebuild computers, so I have a desktop that's huge compared to that, and that is now going to be my desktop. I'm having a lot of fun in my life again, doing the things I like to do. And I know that somebody's going to come along with, this is one of the lesser code violations because it's working, but I have walls that are just pure wires hanging out of them, and they're getting fixed now because I had to finally turn in the code violations. And there's wires up in the ceiling. And I've been here over 3 years, and I've complained almost monthly about it. I was told it was going to be fixed. And so this is my workplace space. And, of course, the pallet was free. And I do have, I only had the pallet, and then I put it up there. And then I've got repair for the walls, the stuff that's pink and turns white. And over here we have my sleeping quarters because I want to make a little studio space. I like to be around my cats because honestly, people say, well, you can't afford health care. You can't afford this. You can't afford that. I sleep with them. I know what's going on with their cat litter. I test the litter. I have region strips. So I actually can do quite a bit myself. My cats are my life. And I'm just now getting around to making sure we're going to have some place to work. And my window, which was a huge draft problem, has been insulated by me. And I have some shades on the inside of the curtains, and then these are blackout curtains. And it really does keep the sound out because there's a highway on the other side. And it's just a huge, project for me that I'm always working on. And I do it with nothing. I literally no money to get anything, just going out and talking to people to see if they're throwing something out. I always try to make sure I get permission, or there might be something, something little. If I need a piece of furniture or something, I can trade for a tool. I was a tool lady. I had all the tools in the house for a long time, and I no longer really am up to doing all my own work. So I just am trying really hard to survive, and I'm very tired of being told, well, you can't do this and you can't do that. Occasionally I do have to ask for help when there's sickness or illness, or people will literally come because they know that I'm available or at that house. Will literally come and put cats on my door, kittens on my door. So then I have to reach out to the rescue community because that's not what I do. But I don't leave them to die, which a lot of people out here, which is a really poor community and neighborhood, do. And so we're basically looking at upscaling and things that are left in the garbage, construction sites, or wherever else you are, and they can work out really nicely for impromptu office, or whatever you want to do. So whatever money you do have, you can put into the type of equipment you need to work from home. So this is my setup, and now I'm trying to find some work. And for those of you who think sometimes I live terribly. I had to call the electric in after 3.5 years because it's dangerous, and they have wires in some rooms everywhere since I moved in with my brother, which is a long, sad story. So we're now cleaning our act up, and oops, there's guard dog, and everything is kind of coming together. And I don't even the bookcase on the wall is something pulled out of a building and was just possibly going to be trashed. So That's where I keep my, probably the most expensive thing in the place right now is the erasable board. Yes, they are not cheap, but I still waited for that to go on sale. So this is where I'm working, and yeah, I've got to fix the bike. I don't have any transportation. I am really poor. I have to, I've had that bike forever, and I got the bike out of the trash. But I have to admit, my mother was alive at the time. It was 30 years ago, and she took me to the Sears Shop and bought me a bunch of gear like the big seat, so it was comfortable to ride. And so I pretty much have this workspace, and now I'm looking for a job, and it's not a deluxe or luxury place, but if you actually knew how little money I had been working on or living with, you'd probably find it incredible. And all I'd like to say is that people who don't think, people on SSI, I work all the time. I've been selling computers and rebuilding them for decades now. Do you know what people say when they buy a computer from a woman? Well, I'm giving this to my kid, but we'll have a professional look at it. When I built computers and resold them, my brother had to do it for me under his name on eBay. It's just the sexism in the South has never gone away. The more bullying the men are, the louder they are, you know that behind that are some women being marginalized, abused, not allowed to make money. And when you go even for medical care, you're treated like some kind of, a scumbag who doesn't know anything or do anything. I was teaching at a business college up north by the time I was 20. I came from a family where my father was a master mason when I was 11, and we did volunteer work. So when I see people in the medical community, and my father's volunteer work ended up in building a hospital. This is my first video for my new website, which I did entirely myself on the free internet the government's giving me. So I'm going to make better use of it and try not to be marginalized. And if anything happens to me, you'll know it was the truth. That I'm just telling you, the violence down here is intense. And I'm not seeing right now where one of the female politicians running for governor understands that or is going to be able to stand up against it. Thank you very much for watching. And if you got any ideas for your own little office space or to actually let your cats fit into your environment better from me, I'd be really happy about that because they're my stabilizing factor. And please visit the other parts of my website that are about technology abuse. The research I did was incredible, and I'm going to be writing about that because I still think people think I walked into some place and got stuff handed to me. I didn't. It went on for a month just to find the right materials at the United Nations. Nobody's just telling you, oh, you're looking for where people are being abused by technology. Here's what you're looking for. That only happened to me once. And they thought I was with the CIA. Because in Geneva, people are paranoid. Okay, thank you very much and have a nice day.